Imagine you're a soldier over 700 years ago. Every battle you've ever seen is the same. People fight with swords, spears, axes, and bows. You've trained your entire life to become the strongest warrior on the battlefield. And then one day, a stranger walks toward you holding what looks like nothing more than a metal tube attached to a piece of wood. You can't help but laugh.
What's that supposed to do?
Then, in the blink of an eye, boom. A deafening explosion fills the air. Thick smoke surrounds you, and before anyone even understands what happened, a soldier has already fallen to the ground. At that very moment, war changes forever. But here's the unbelievable part. The first gun wasn't invented by someone trying to create the world's most powerful weapon. In fact, it all started because people were searching for something completely different. And no, it didn't happen in Europe. It happened in ancient China. Hundreds of years before the first gun appeared, Chinese alchemists spent their days mixing strange powders together. They weren't trying to build weapons. They weren't preparing for war. They were searching for something people have dreamed about for thousands of years: the secret to living forever. One day they mixed 3 simple ingredients together: charcoal, sulfur, and a white powder called saltpeter. Instead of creating the secret to eternal life, the mixture suddenly burst into flames with a loud bang. You failed at becoming immortal, but you accidentally changed human history forever. At first, people didn't think of it as a weapon. They used it to make fireworks. Bright colors filled the night sky. Loud explosions scared away evil spirits, and festivals became much more exciting. Imagine seeing fireworks for the very first time. No movies, no electricity, no phones, just colorful explosions lighting up the sky. You probably think magic was real. But after a while, someone had a very different idea. What if, instead of sending fire into the sky, we sent it toward the enemy? That one question changed everything. People began attaching bamboo tubes filled with gunpowder to spears. When the powder exploded, it shot flames toward anyone standing in front of it. These strange weapons became known as fire lances. They weren't true guns yet, but they were the beginning of something much bigger. Humans had discovered that a tiny explosion could do much more than entertain people. It could change the outcome of a battle. And before long, someone wondered, what if we put something inside the tube? That simple idea would lead to the very first gun. At first, they didn't use bullets like we do today. Instead, they stuffed almost anything they could find into the tube. Small rocks, pieces of metal, even broken pottery. Sometimes it was more dangerous for the person holding it than the person standing in front of it. Imagine building a brand new invention that might explode in your own face. Over time, people replaced bamboo with stronger metal tubes. Metal could handle much bigger explosions without breaking apart. And sometime during the 1200s, China developed what historians consider one of the earliest true firearms, the hand cannon. It was surprisingly simple. No trigger, no magazine, no fancy design. Just a metal barrel attached to a wooden handle. To fire it, a soldier poured gunpowder into the barrel, placed a small stone or metal ball inside, lit the fuse by hand, and hoped everything went according to plan. Sometimes it did. Sometimes it definitely didn't. Compared to today's firearms, it was incredibly slow. After every single shot, you had to reload the entire thing from the front. Imagine trying to do that while arrows are flying toward you. Not exactly ideal. But despite all its flaws, one thing became clear. The battlefield would never be the same again. A soldier no longer needed years of training to become deadly with a bow. This new invention gave ordinary people a powerful new tool. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't fast. But it was the beginning of a technology that would continue to evolve for centuries. It didn't take long before news of this strange new invention began spreading beyond China. Merchants traveled across continents. Armies fought wars. Ideas moved from one kingdom to another. And eventually, the first gun reached places far from where it had begun. Metal became stronger. Designs improved. And little by little, these noisy tubes became more reliable. The first gun didn't suddenly replace every sword or every bow. For a long time, all of these weapons existed side by side. History doesn't usually change overnight. It changes one small step at a time. So, who invented the first gun? The answer isn't as simple as pointing to one person. Unlike the light bulb or the telephone, the first gun wasn't created by a single inventor. It was the result of hundreds of years of ideas, experiments, and improvements. If you enjoyed this story and want to discover the hidden history behind the things we use every day, make sure you subscribe because every week we'll uncover another strange mystery from human history. And trust me, some of them are even crazier than this one. I'll see you in the next story.